What's up, Lemonheads? Welcome to another episode of From the Yellow Chair. I'm Crystal, and today we're talking about what probably feels like you hear a lot about right now, which is AI. But we are putting a whole lemon seed spin on things, talking about it's AI and is your brand ready for what AI is bringing to the table? So grab your lemonade, get your headphones in, whatever you got to do, but let's sip some lemonade. All right. So I know right now that we have to be concerned with AI. We don't have a choice. And concerned isn't always a bad thing, right? AI can really be looked at as an opportunity. So that's how I choose to look at it. That's how we're going to go at it today as we talk through a couple of ways to make sure that you are both mentally prepared, fiscally prepared, but overall prepared as a company to take on AI and really start growing your company using this new revenue option here, which is through AI. So if you still believe your biggest marketing goal is to just rank number one on Google, I do have some bad news for you because the game is changing, right? We're entering into a world where homeowners may never scroll through a page of results like we're used to. Instead, we're literally going to ask agents. We're literally going to ask ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Alexa, Siri. Y'all, the opportunities are endless right now. And the AI assistance of the world, the way the AI is spinning around, is it's going to collectively grab all of this information to make its best recommendation forward. So remember, back in the day, which literally was like 6 months ago, you literally all you had to worry about was what the keywords that people were searching on basically Google, Bing, things like that. If those words and phrases were also on your website, in some of your reviews, and a little bit on social media, you were set, right? You were growing. That was traditional SEO. But now with AI tools, they're wanting to collectively pull together the whole story. They can infer, they can understand, they can apply knowledge. It's a game changer. So right now, when someone says, who is the best HVAC company near me, instead of showing them 20 blue links, AI is going to literally recommend a couple of companies. And the real question here is, will you be one of them, right? That isn't a search engine optimization problem. This is a brand problem. This is a brand opportunity. For years, we literally have built marketing strategies around getting people to your website. But AI changing the game, okay? The companies that get recommended won't necessarily be the companies that are spending the most money on ads, the companies that are just overspending. So good news for small guys, bad news for PE, but it's going to be the ones that are trusting the process of getting recognized on AI. So I'm going to go 10 toes down on this. So how does AI decide in its little agentic brain who to trust and who to recommend? The very first thing that it's going to look at is consistency. So your website says one thing, which this is what Lemon Seed does, okay? But if your website says one thing, your Facebook is non-existent or it says another, your GBP, Google Business Profile, is outdated, very simple, you've not added anything to it. And then, hello, listen to this little note, your personal owner, your personal LinkedIn has not been touched in years, you're sending mixed signals. So AI doesn't know what to do, right? AI doesn't know how to infer what it's seeing, and it's not seeing enough. It wants confidence, it wants validation. AI wants to be the girl that knows everything in the room, okay? It wants to know exactly who you are, what you do, how you do it, where you work, who your people are, and why people should choose you. So you got to tell them, but you got to tell them over and over and over again and in all these different places. Like your brand is kind of like a puzzle, and every platform is another piece. I have said this for years, literal years. Digital marketing right now is one puzzle. You know what else? One puzzle piece. We need all of these pieces together. 2 + 2 = 5 mentality, that we're stronger together. But the more you complete and your puzzle and complete a consistent picture of who you are, the easier it is for AI and honestly homeowners in general to understand your business as a whole. So really being consistent, making sure that you are showing up where people are. Okay, you've got to show up where the people are, or you're going to really be lost. Okay. Another thing that AI is really prioritizing is expertise. So for years, you've just wanted to rank because on my website, I could just say best heating and air conditioning company, best pest control company, best heating company, whatever, right? Or I am your emergency plumber, emergency plumbing, all those things. But AI does not just look at keywords anymore, and the keyword just and anymore. So just meaning it is a part of its plan, but it wants proof that you are who you say you are. Okay. So for example, are we educating homeowners with how to understand your electric bill, how to understand why you need immediate hot water, what to not put down the garbage disposal, why pests are getting into my home, how old should my shingles be on my roof, all of those things. You need to be answering questions that homeowners are already asking, and then make videos and write articles and all blogs, all of these things that answer those questions. You know what that's called? A content strategy, friends. Content. So videos explaining common repairs, videos explaining common pests, or ways to repair your roof to wait for the new roof company, like how to tarp a roof, right? What about articles about how to choose a new system? How do I know that the system is right for me? What about my duct work? What about maintenance plans? How should I buy? How should I finance? Seasonal. Y'all, the list is endless of content that you can put out there. But the companies that are consistently teaching all the time, teaching the homeowner, naturally AI is going to gravitate to them. They're going to pull all that information, and they're going to be making you a recommendation. You are going to be who AI brings forward to the group, right? And then another huge factor, which y'all, this is not new. Okay. If you are surprised by this one, this is not new. This is you not paying attention. Okay. Reputation, not just the number. So remember, used to literally like less than a year ago, it was number that mattered, how many reviews you have. But you know what it is now? AI is smart. Now it actually knows what those reviews are saying. It recognizes patterns. It recognizes mentioning of behaviors and professional language. It recognizes things like they're on time, they're punctual, they're respectful, they're honest. But they want the user generated content, UGC, that's inside of those reviews. So no longer does it care that there's 500, it cares what do those 500 say. And this is why I want to encourage you to ask customers to leave you detailed reviews. Mention the city, mention the problem, mention why they chose you. So everything you can do, because those details matter. Those details matter. Another shift that you guys, I know y'all are going to hate me for this. I know it, and it's okay. And we're going to get through it together. Okay. But here's another shift that I really think contractors are missing. And if you are the owner, friends, it matters what your social media looks like. People don't just buy from companies, they buy from people. And so if you're speaking at your local chamber of commerce or at even industry events, if you're on like some local podcast, if you are being in the community, if you're on boards in your community, if you're writing articles for your newspaper, if you are mentoring in a mentor program or leading a Rotary Club, any of those things, you're building credibility, but not just with the people, with the AI, with AI. So all of that credibility, and listen, it takes a lot of work. I'm not even going to lie to you. This part here is rough because you do not have another ounce of time on your plate, but that doesn't change the truth. And I'm here to tell you the truth is that AI wants to buy things from people that they can actually see doing things. So the same is true from community involvement. Those of you that know me know my whole entire career is built around community involvement and a PR strategy for building companies. Sponsoring little league teams, showing up for your community at their fundraisers, supporting other local nonprofits, winning awards, best of this, best of that, being featured in local news as the expert, partnering with school districts for CTE programs, partnering with daycares and museums and all these things. For years, you guys have viewed these things as, well, that's nice to have. Today, they are literal signals to AI that they should trust you, and they reinforce your reputation. Don't shoot the messenger. Google has said this themselves. There's never been an easier time to create content. You have one of these, you can create content, right? And especially original content, right? It also means that the generic content that's online, generic social media posting, generic blog posting, keyword stuffing strategies, you know what you're going to do? You thought you blended in with your white van syndrome. Now you're going to blend in online as well. Today, I'm acting like my preacher. I'm a Southern Baptist. This is what he sounds like. I'm telling you today, you better decide that you believe what's coming up the pipeline, and you got to change your ways, friends. We have to change our ways to really start thinking like AI wants proof. So we got to give them what they're asking for. We need to feed the monster. Okay. But this is not new. Lemon Seed has been doing, we done been telling y'all. Okay. We done been telling you community involvement matters, social media matters, blogging matters, content matters, videos matter. Guess what? Now they matter a whole heck of a lot more. So if you've not started it, this is not a major undertaking. This requires good partners. Okay. And so the original content that you can make is where you just need to think for yourself. Okay. So for example, let's say people are like 5 signs that it's time to replace your, water heater. Okay. Everybody can post that, right? Instead, let's tell real stories. Talk about what your technicians found this week, what they're doing. We've installed over 300 systems across all of East Texas in the last year, and we can't wait to do another 300 more. Here's what we've learned from putting indoor air quality in for these 6 homeowners with allergies, whatever. But it's let's see, talk about what you have seen. Explain why you know firsthand why things are changing. Original experience has become the most valuable asset a contractor can really have. It's getting your technicians to talk about what they've seen, what they do, what they hear. And I want you guys to stop thinking about websites as brochures and start thinking of them more as like this hub of information where people come and they can just get it's an information center. When I was growing up, we traveled to Arkansas and Tennessee because I'm from East Texas. And as a little girl, one of my favorite things is we get into the hotel and there would be this wooden display in the lobby of every hotel. And my sister and brother and I, we would pick through there of all the places that we wanted to go. We saw like amusement parks and other things that we could go to, magic shows, whatever we saw. And we would take those little brochures and we would gather them all up and we would take them to our parents. And then our parents would put them in the trash because they already knew what we were going to do. But it was an information center. There was all of these little things that told us everything that was going on. And it was kind of back in the 90s, a one-stop shop, right? For everything I needed to know about that area that we were in. And I love that piece. Those things still exist today. And I still love to go fumble around in them and see what, from a marketer's perspective, like who's out here still hustling with this strategy, but I'm here for it, right? But I want you guys to stop thinking of your website as so much of a brochure and start thinking about it as just jam-packed full of all of this content about you, from your team, about your team, pictures and videos of your actual team and your actual vehicles with your actual cities in there. Okay. Your website should answer every question that a homeowner can ask, like who you are, what services do you provide, who are your technicians? And yes, you're going to have to update it. Yes. But what communities do you serve? How do you serve them? Listen to this one that's coming on back. Are you a member of the Better Business Bureau? Like Clutch Your Pearls, that used to like totally be a thing of the past. And now Google goes, you know what we want to do? We're going to trust the Better Business Bureau again. Right. Also, like they want to know now, used to you could be pretty agnostic with what brand you were installing as long as your technicians were trained. Well, now you need them talking about you on their website as much as you want to talk about them. So I encourage you, take another second look back about manufacturer and distributor relationships and how you can get in there, right? How can you get in there? What brands do you install? How does your process work? What's my timeline for install? How does financing work? Every answer that you can give strengthens the authority of who you are, right? Strengthens the authority. I was watching Designing Women. I know I'm going to age myself here, but At night, I like to watch Friends or Frasier or Cheers or something. But I was watching Designing Women. They had given away this complete remodel of someone's house. Well, this very unfortunate man won, and all he wanted was an Encyclopedia Britannica. Now, remember, this was in the 80s, okay? All he wanted was an Encyclopedia Britannica, but the whole list. And he said if he only got a choice, he would take A through M because the back half seemed to have less parts to it, okay? But at the end of the day, you know what he wanted? He wanted all of that knowledge. So we really got to look at our website is full of knowledge, our social media full of knowledge. Goshly, full of knowledge, right? 10 years ago, guys, marketing was about ranking. How do I get moved up to number one? And remember, if you've been listening to this podcast or you've watched any of my webinars, you know one thing I say all the time. Marketing is a game of chess that you sit down at, you never get back up because it's constantly moving. It's constantly changing. Things are just happening. Okay. But 10 years ago, it was all about ranking. 5 years ago, it was all about reputation. Today, it's recognition and authority. And AI is asking that one question. If I recommend this business, am I confident that they're going to deliver a great experience? That's not something you can fake. It's built through consistency. It is built through continuity across all of your tactics, across all of your platforms. It's where you are the expert building trust. It's you being active in your community, a public relations strategy through leadership in your space. So if you're a plumber, by God, talk about plumbing things. Pest control people talk about pest control all the time, right? Through telling a better story better than anyone else. Through storytelling. That is what it's at. And you guys know at Lemon Seed, we believe that everything starts with a really good brand. And we're getting really excited because AI is it's really bringing that to the forefront again. And so here's my challenge to you as a listener right now. Don't keep asking these stories, how do I rank higher? I want to be on page 1, SEO, blah, 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 right? Instead, I want you to ask, what can I do this week to be the company that AI recommends? My community recommends us. They know us. They love us. We evoke an emotion of trust and excitement and that we are going to be a problem solver for them. So you see, those are two total. One is very philosophical, very thoughtful. One's like, well, how do I just get to page 1? That's not the game anymore. If you're still playing that game, you're behind. Because the future does not belong to the loudest contractor with the most money. It's going to belong to the one that's built up the most authority, built up the most trust. So thanks for joining me on From the Yellow Chair. If this episode made you think a little differently about your marketing, share it with another contractor. And if you know where your business stands today, let's start a conversation about how Lemon Seed can help you get a better brand, how we can help you structure, communicate with all of your vendor partners, and really help you get really solid content out there. The future of marketing isn't just about algorithms changing anymore. It's about building brands worth recognizing. Guys, have a good night. Talk to you soon.